Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Satchidananda Rupaya, Vishwotpatyadi Hetave, तापत्रय विनाशाय श्री कृष्णाय वयं नमः, श्री कृष्णाय वयं नमः, श्री कृष्णाय वयं नमः. Among the series of saints of India, of Maharashtra, one saint we cannot forget, and that is Eknath Maharaj. And this Eknath Maharaj, he is one of the householder saints. How, while living in family, having wife, children, yet one can live a disciplined life and attain to self-realization. It is possible. And majority of the saints in India are householder saints. Only sannyasis are few. Householder saints are more. And this Eknath Maharaj, he was a yogi, and he was even though he lived in a family life, but being born in a Brahmin family and being a yogi, he lived a very, very disciplined life and a self-disciplined. From morning till night, his whole day was charted out with various sadhanas, studies of scriptures, etc., etc., and at the same time composing poetry, and while living in the middle of the world, fully renounced from the world is his disposition. And this is what our scriptures also say. What is that? That live in the world dynamically outside and live with dispassion inside. Lot of people, what do? They live dynamically within, meaning thinking too much for nothing, no reason, and they show dispassion outside to the people. I am spiritual. Not that way. So it should be 100% involvement with love and devotion and service outside, wherever life has placed you. But inside, there is not even an iota of attachment to what is taking place outside. And our Eknath Maharaj is a rare combination of the both, living it from his entire life. And who else we have seen such a person who has, one main person we can't forget is our Sri Krishna. He lived a householder's life, not with one, not with two, 16,108 wives. And yet, he has been a renunciate throughout his life. He has been detached from everyone in his life. But Sri Krishna, he is an avatar. Eknath Maharaj, he is born like you, me and everyone. And yet, he strictly adhered to a self-discipline and never deviated from it. And at the same time, producing whatever was there, but not being attached. If anyone came with any need to him, he would, whatever he had in his possession, whatever he had in his house, he gave it freely without any qualms to that person. Such was his disposition. And in this, as a result, lot of good name was cultivated, but at the same time, as it was in those days, he was born in the 16th century, 300 years after Sant Jnaneshwar. Just like Sant Jnaneshwar and his family was persecuted by the self-proclaimed Pandits and Shastris and upholders of the religion and Sanatan Dharma. Similarly, even after 300 years, the same problem continued, and the Pandits and Shastris, they continued to persecute, maybe out of jealousy. Idhar aa jao, I can't see you. Why you are hiding? Maybe out of jealousy, maybe out of competition, maybe out of how can this happen when we are not able to do it, so and so forth. But Eknath Maharaj was born, the probable date is told as 1533, and he was born in Paithan. Anyone has been to Paithan? I have been there. I have taken bath in the river at the back. I sat in the temple where his padukas are, Eknath Maharaj's paduka. बहुत ही tranquil जगह है. You must go there. Not far from Aurangabad. It is between Aurangabad and Shirdi. On the way, you can visit that place. And he was a great grandson of a great saint of Maharashtra called Saint Bhanudas. And Bhanudas had a son by the name of Chakrapani. Chakrapani had a son by the name of Surya Narayan, and Eknath Maharaj was the son of Surya Narayan, and the mother's name of Eknath Maharaj was Rukmini Bai. And in this way, this is the lineage. And even though his name was Eknath, his parents used to call him Ekya. And in this way, at a very young age, this young Eknath Maharaj, he lost both his parents and was brought up by his grandparents. And they only performed his Yajñopavit. They only were the caretakers of Eknath Maharaj. And at the age of 6 itself, they had taught him all the duties. They had started teaching him scriptures. They had started teaching him Sanskrit. They had told him how to do puja and fast and yajna, etc., etc., etc. And by the time he was 12 years old, he had already finished reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, or in Maharashtra it is called as Bhagavata. And as a result of that, he became very fond of Srimad Bhagavatam, and therefore we have Eknathi Bhagavat. As he grew up, he wrote commentary on, I think in 5 cantos, he wrote the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is 11 cantos, but he wrote it in 5 cantos, the essence of the whole thing, and majority of his contemplation and writing is on the 10th and the 11th canto, the Krishna Leela. And this way, Eknath at the age of 12, what is the age of 12? Age of 12 is among the boys, it is the time when you start maturing. And that is the time when, on one hand, being so intoxicated by the study of Srimad Bhagavat, the urge to realize the Lord started getting inculcated. I want to be one with the Lord, I want to see the Lord, and in this manner, he realized, having read the Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavat, that realization of God is not possible without the guidance of a Guru Maharaj. Guru Gobind dou khade kako lage paye, काके लागू पाए, गुरु के बलिहारी जाऊं, गोविंद मिलियो दिलाए. So it is the Guru Maharaj. So here the couplet says, Kabirdas ji saying, Guru and Gobind both are standing in front of me. Whose feet should I catch? hold, surrender to. And then in the next second line he says that I will hold on to my Guru's feet because it is the Guru who paves the way and shows the path how to surrender to the Lord. And keeping this sentiment in his mind, Kabirdas ji came after, probably I don't know which year Kabirdas ji was born, but keeping this sentiment in mind, Eknath Maharaj went out in search of, started pining for a guru in his life. The basic discipline, etc., the grandparents gave, but now he needed something more. Thus, one day, where do we find, see, all sannyasis or all those people eventually run in search of Guru, knowing fully well that the Guru has to come. But here, see how it happens. And one day, our Eknath Maharaj was sitting by himself in a Shiva temple and praying, and suddenly from the Garbhagriha there was a Akashvani. See, sometimes I see in every life of every saint, some incidents have happened which have happened in my life also. Yeah? So he had an Akashvani, and the Akashvani said, if you go to Devgarh, Devgiri, today's Daulatabad, you will find a great master by the name of Janardhan Pant, and he is the realized master and he will guide you in your journey. Similarly, when I was sitting in meditation, what next? Once you are in Samadhi, what next? The question that was eating me from inside was, what peace and tranquility and oneness and calmness and contentment I feel in Samadhi, why do I not experience it when I have my eyes open and in the world? Why I have to close my eyes in order to experience it? Is there a way that while I am working, I was working that time, while I am working, while I am eating, while I am walking, while I am driving, why can't I experience the whole world with the same contentment? Why can't I see that oneness which I feel inside, outside? And one day, by grace of God, Akashvani came. उसमें कुछ साधना होती है. I was doing just simple focusing on the self, and पहले थोड़ा I heard Om for 3 days continuously, and after that, when that concluded, Akashvani came, Shastra Pado, Shastra Pado, Shastra Pado, 3 times. And in 6 months, within 4 months or 5 months, I came across my teacher, where I studied, Swami Anubananji, where I studied the scriptures. I didn't know where to study. I had no clue. All I knew was, in Australia there are no teachers available. I must go to Himalayas. So I had bought one-way ticket to Himalayas. So it requires an intense desire from within. Sometimes it happens until unless we don't pine towards some a greater experience. One of the meditations that is given is, which I used to meditate upon, was how I am everything and nothing at the same time. Not outside. Nothing I came to know, but everything was missing. And that Vedanta teaches you. And anyway, so here we are talking about Eknath Maharaj, not me. And this way, one day when he heard that, see, once this type of experience happens to you, just like Samartha Ramdas, he was getting married, and the priest, when you get married, they put the what do you call? Antarpa. They put a cloth between the boy and the girl, and they chant some shlokas. And in that, 7 times they say Savadhan. Alert! Savdhan means be alert. Military also, in RSS or NCC, we used to say Savdhan. Immediately you become attention. Be attentive. The priest said first time, he said second time, he said, why is he again and again saying Savdhan, Savdhan, Savdhan? Third time he threw away his patka and ran away and became a saint. See? How did it happen? He was alert, he was available, and the words acted as a trigger. So that came from that priest. Here it came from within, from the Garbhagriha, the trigger came, the Akashvani came. And then there is no question of doubting. Things unfold without your trying. Things start falling in place. It's the effortless way you start gliding towards the destination that the Akashvani has set for you. Automatically. But you must trust it. See? If you keep thinking about it, it will keep taking you in the direction that you are meant to go. I'm talking from experience. Here we are reading a story, and that's why I said some of the incidents in various Mahatma stories are reflecting events from my life. And in this way, so he spoke to one of the old pandits in the temple, and then he said, yes, you should. And immediately one day when his grandparents were sleeping, he got up and he went to Devgarh, taking the name of Lord Vithala on his tongue, and reached the fort. This fort is just near Krishneshwar, not far from Krishneshwar. Krishneshwar, what is Krishneshwar? One of the Jyotirlingas. So just close by. So he went there, and there Janada Swami was the in charge. He was in charge of the fortress. So some Muslim king was ruling it, and he was in charge. He had put him as the in charge because he was capable, he was independent, because he was smart, he was shrewd, and at the same time he had the intellectual acumen to sort out issues if they did appear, and therefore he was a good administrator. Who? Janardhan Swami, sorry, not and we will not use the word Janardhan Pant, we'll say Janardhan Swami. And at the same time, even though being such a great warrior, he was a great administrator, he was a great intellectual who had studied the scriptures, he was a great devotee, and he was a great, a follower of Dattatreya Maharaj. And to him, Dattatreya Maharaj used to come and talk to him and spend time with him. Such was his stature. And one day, when Eknath arrived in that fort, he went straight. At that time, Janardhan Swamiji was sitting and meditating, and he went straight and fell at his feet in Sashtang Pranam and holding his feet, and he said, you are the one who is going to bless me and show me the way and help me cross the ocean of samsara. I have no doubt about it. You are my father, you are my mother. And in this way, because one thing was Akashvani saying, go to Janardhan Swami. Now he is at the feet of Janardhan Swami. What will be the feeling that you have reached home? Nothing, nowhere to run around now. I have come home now. And that feeling that no more running around, now I have reached the destination, now everything will be taken care of by my teacher, by my Guru Maharaj. And as he embraced the feet, Janardhan Swami lifted him, and then looking at his youth, looking at his aura, looking at his effulgence, looking at his determination, looking at the conviction with which he said those words, he caressed the head of the young boy, and when even today If Swamiji sometimes comes and puts his hand on my head, I feel as if I'm a small baby. You feel so accepted and loved. Yeah. So imagine Eknath Maharaj, young fellow, no parents, and the teacher has accepted him. He felt at peace that, this is the way, I'm at the right place. There's no doubt that the Akashvani, what it said was the truth itself. It was the Lord who spoke. And he asked, Janardhan Swami asked Eknath Maharaj, "Oh, young boy, where have you come from? What is your name? Why did you walk and where did you come from?" He said, "I'm from Paithana." "And where did you walk from so far to come here?" He said, "To see you, and so that under living with you, I may serve you." "And what will you gain by serving me?" The young boy said, "I have full faith that by serving you, I shall obtain your grace and see God." Seeing God can be for a small child, seeing God is the ultimate. But as he matures, seeing God does not mean that this statue will become like Namdev Maharaj. He got the darshan of Vithala. Huh? But still he was kachagada. He was still a crackpot. He was not a cook pot. So here, seeing God means a vision where whatever you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, think, ideate, everything is nothing but divine alone, is Ishvara alone. And saying this, Janardhan Swami asked him, whom have you left behind at home? Did you take the permission? He says, "I have my grandparents and I didn't tell them that I am coming to you." Why? Because I heard the Akashvani, therefore I have come. And when Eknath Maharaj said like this, Janardhan Swamiji, he said, because seeing the conviction, that is also another thing. Should I or should I not? Then go back. He accepted him and was very surprised and exhilarated seeing in this 12-year-old boy this great renunciation, dispassion towards the world. And as the days passed by, on a daily basis, the student became so in tune with the Guru Maharaj that not once the Guru had to ask the student that I need this. It was preempted by the student, whether it is puja, whether it is bath, whether it is washing clothes, whether it is cooking food, whether it is cleaning the house, whatever chores, anything and everything was preempted by the student, and the Guru Maharaj never had to open his mouth to ask, "Eknath, please get me this." Never. That sort of attunement. Another, in Bhagavatam, this word comes, attunement in other way, at one-ment. He was so at one-ment with his Guru. These are the lakshanas of Uttam Adhikari. Uttam Adhikari, Uttam student, best student. And not only he did this from morning till evening, but when in the evening, when the Guru Maharaj went to sleep, he would press his feet, wash his feet, and in this way, there was no doubt in his mind, and he was immersed in the service of his Guru Maharaj, Janardhan Swami, for not 1 or 2 months or 1 year or 2 years, but full 6 years he was serving his Guru Maharaj. And every Thursday, Janardhan Swamiji used to fast, because that is the Dattatreya. He was a devotee of Dattatreya, therefore the Guru Day he used to fast, and therefore the Muslim ruler, he used to keep a holiday on that day and no activities were held. Normally Friday is the holiday for the Muslims, but here he used to do it on Thursdays, and out of respect for him. But one day it so happened on a Thursday, the enemy suddenly attacked the fort, and Janardhan Swamiji was in Samadhi, and Eknath was guarding the door, the gateway to the fort. If you go to the fort, you can see now it is all broken down. His room is on the side, and to go to the fort, you keep climbing the steps. So many steps you have to, and it's on a small hillock, and there, the entrance to it is a big, huge gate. And here Eknath Maharaj was guarding the door and hearing the pandemonium. What is all this ruckus going on? He saw that the enemy is attacking. He went to his Guru Maharaj's chambers. He saw the Guru Maharaj is meditating. Now what to do? Action has to be taken immediately. It cannot be delayed. Little bit delay, accident has happened. So immediately he puts on the armor of his Guru Maharaj. He takes the weapons of his Guru Maharaj. He takes the horse of his Guru Maharaj, and everything is covered. Nobody can make out who is this fellow. Is he a young fellow? Because the armor, he was a huge man. So he wore, and all the soldiers in the fort, they become inspired that Janardhan Swami, our boss, has come, and everyone gets inspired, and very quickly Eknath Maharaj is, along with the soldiers, is able to defeat the enemy. And immediately he comes back and puts all the armor and weapons in their place, and again goes back to the gate, standing guard, without any huffing and puffing, without disturbing the samadhi of his Guru Maharaj. And when Guru Maharaj came out of samadhi and eventually came to know, he was very pleased by the equanimity of the young student, who did not get disturbed, did not get perplexed, and was able to make quick decisions. And that equanimity is what we need to develop as we move ahead or move around in this world. And in this way, and Eknath Maharaj not even once told his Guru Maharaj, Janardhan Swami, that this is what I achieved. So there was no arrogance of victory. He was doing it as a seva for his Guru Maharaj. So at the same time, the Janardhan Swami sees that this fellow is courageous, this fellow is humble, this fellow is intelligent, and a newfound respect for his disciple came in the heart of Janardhan Swami. And after seeing his prowess in this area, now one day Guru Maharaj always tests you in different ways. He said, now he gave him some accounts. He said, now solve this problem. This is the money, and for the whole night Eknath Maharaj did not sleep, because 1 anna was missing in the accounts. And eventually he found, and this was in the middle of early in the morning, and he started dancing and screaming that I found the solution, I found the solution. Janardhan Swami got up from his sleep and he said, what happened? He says, I found that missing anna, where it was. He says, if you apply this focus towards the Lord, you will have the darshan of the Lord. What you need is this focus. And in this way, everything that the Guru Maharaj taught or made the student go through in life was to learn some lesson. And then one day Janardhan Swami, he took Eknath Maharaj to a solitary spot in the mountains north of Devgarh. He's told him that nobody ever comes here, and only person who comes here is Shri Dattatreya Maharaj. Bolo Datta Bhagwan ki Jai. And he comes in whichever form he wants. And as this discussion was going on, suddenly a very old man with filthy clothes and smelling, he came, and along with from the rocks on the hill, and along with him there was a female dog. And as he came, Janardhan Swami immediately ran and hugged the old decrepit man, and they embraced each other, and they sat for some time, and then the beggar gave a vessel to to Janardhan Swami, and immediately Janardhan Swami went to the female dog, the bitch, and milked her, and both of them started eating some bread dipped in that milk, and finished the milk as well as the the bread. And Eknath Maharaj was a little bit distance away, and he was looking at both of them with unbelieving eyes that his guru can do something like that. But in that moment, suddenly he realized that this person, what did my Guru Maharaj just now say? That no one else other than Dattatreya Maharaj comes here. So this old man is Dattatreya. And then as he was thinking like this, Janardhan Swami called him, and he says, here, take these pots and go and wash them. And he went and washing. He put some water in the pot, in those two utensils in which the milk was there. And as he was washing, suddenly he remembered, Arey, this is prasad. And instead of throwing the water which was mixed with the milk, he drank. And as a result, Eknath and drank that water, and the moment he drank that water, he could see the old beggar in the true form, and that was Dattatreya Bhagwan. And he didn't see it. He was presented the vision by Dattatreya himself. No human being has the power to see it. He has to, it can only come by the grace. And Dattatreya then showed him his true form, and immediately that female dog, the bitch, she became Kamdhenu guy. And this is, I tell you, it's so uncanny. Swamiji has sent me to Girnar to do sadhana for 1 month under one Mahatma called Maharishi Punitachariji. This is in 2003. And after doing all this, one day the Swamiji told me, and there the mantra was, I was in Kashi that time. For 6 months I was living in Kashi. And from there, I was in touch, got in touch with this Swamiji, Maharishi Punitachariji. I said, Swamiji has told me I must come. He said, yeah, he told me also, come. And I was waiting for your call, and I was going to Rishikesh. Now I'm waiting for you. When are you coming? I said, I'm coming in 3 days. I said, okay, come. And from those 3 days, next day I have to catch the train. The moment I packed up my bags, left the room in Kashi, from that, and I'm walking towards to catch the auto, in my mind, one mantra started. And the mantra was, Hari Om Tat Sat, Jai Guru Datta, Hari Om Tat Sat, Jai Guru Datta, Hari Om Tat Sat, Jai Guru Datta. And it did not allow me to sleep for 3 nights and 3 days. It was going on incessantly. 2 days journey from Kashi to Baroda. And then after that I had to go further. Then by bus to Girnar. Mantra chale ja raha hai. And when I reached the ashram, there on the gate of the ashram it is written, Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Guru Datta. After 1 month of sadhana, Swamiji said, go have darshan of Guru Paduka on the top of Girnar and then come. So I went. You won't believe. I was not a Dattatreya follower in that sense, but stories I know. My grandfather's name is Dattatreya. As a child, the photo of Dattatreya was always next to my bed, but never knew this is a freak with 3 heads. But But as I am walking up, one dog started following me. When I reached midway, Amba Devi, you came with me, huh? Amba Devi, the second dog joined me. Then when you come through that dip, the third dog joined me. And I'm thinking, and they're not docile dogs. They can bite you. And I'm thinking, my mantra is going on. Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Guru Datta, and I'm going towards it. And these fellows are following me all the way. They are not going with anyone. And then the last part to go to the Padukas, it is very steep. Big steps. And when I reached there, they waited down there. They won't come up. I went up there. I sat in meditation for half an hour, 45 minutes. And then came down, and these three dogs are still there. And I started back. Again, I came to the Amba Devi temple halfway. Dogs are waiting outside the temple. I sat in the Amba Devi temple. The priest gave me some prasad, one banana, one or two bananas and one apple. And I sat there for meditation for some time. I was tired. And then I started back. The moment I started back, the three dogs started behind. Now one more came. 4 dogs came with me. They are not going after anyone. They are coming after me. I said, are these fellows going to घेर के मेरे को मारने वाले हैं क्या बाद में? And as I am going by, then one cow also joined me. तो दत्तात्रेय महाराज के साथ क्या होता है? There is one कामधेनु and 4 dogs. What are the 4 dogs? The Vedas. I felt so blessed. And then when you come down there, the final cliff, जब नीचे आते समय, there is one point where then it's a very steep climb down. Then these animals, cows and dogs, they will not go down. They will stay up there. And they won't allow me to go. They block my way. तो मैंने कहा अब क्या करूं? तो they wanted the prasad. So then I took that prasad, I ate some, and I gave from my, and I kept it on the ground. They won't eat. They wanted it from my hands. So then I had to feed the cow. And the moment she got the prasad, she went her way. Then I gave it to the dogs. The moment they ate, they went their way. जब ऐसे कभी अनुभव आते हैं जीवन में, it transforms. You feel so blessed. And here, Eknath Maharaj, the moment he saw Dattatreya Maharaj and Kamdhenu, the beggar and the dog transformed into Dattatreya Bhagavan and Kamdhenu, he was blessed, and the Lord blessed him and called Eknath Maharaj to him, and he embraced him. What did he want? He wanted the darshan of the Lord. And who is Dattatreya Maharaj? Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all in one. See? And he told Janardhan Swami that he was really fortunate in having such a disciple, and in the coming years he will save many thousands of people from getting caught up in sansar. And in this way, obeying Guru's orders, Eknath Maharaj spent lot of time in tapasya on one of the hills nearby and meditating on Sri Krishna, because from childhood his love for Sri Krishna through Srimad Bhagavat was uncompromising. And one boy, a cowherd boy, who saw him doing tapasya and meditating out of his own, just like Ramana Maharishi used to sit in that Virupaksha cave. One mother who found him by herself, she used to bring some milk and some food for him. For 18 years she brought him food and milk. Similarly here, this young boy, he used to bring every day some milk for Eknath Maharaj. And once the boy arrived earlier than normal, and he saw Eknath Maharaj was sitting, and there was a cobra coiled around his neck, and the hood is behind his head. He started screaming, and the moment he started screaming, the Eknath Maharaj's samadhi was broken, and the moment he woke up, came out of samadhi, the snake quietly uncurled himself from the neck of Eknath Maharaj and walked away, slithered away. And usually they are seen, you have heard, and we have in various stories, that even Jnaneshwar Maharaj was blessed like this, that anytime a snake comes and spreads its hood over your sahasrara, over your head, it's a great blessing. And as a result, when the Guru Maharaj, Janardhan Swami, came to know about it, he called Eknath, come, and he said, there is nothing more for you to do. You have achieved whatever there is to be achieved in spiritual life. Now it is time for you to join me on a tour of pilgrimage. First perfection, then spreading of the knowledge. There are two types of students. Yesterday or day before yesterday also I told you, some people perfect themselves and then study scriptures. For example, Eknath Maharaj. For example, Ramana Maharishi. He never studied scriptures. He meditated, he contemplated on who am I, he realized himself, and then he studied the scriptures. Then he studied Sanskrit. Then he studied Tamil, and then he wrote and composed all the scriptures. Yet there are other types of Shankaracharya. When he was young, he did all the tapasya at that time. And similarly, the other type of students are those who first study and then do the tapasya. So these are the two approaches. Which is better, I don't know. I followed the first one. It happened in that manner. First the tapasya, first the samadhi abhyas, and as I told you, as many times as I would try to study the scriptures, I could not study the scriptures by myself. I would go to sleep. But the day I came under the tutelage of Swamiji, it was like a sponge. Yeah, I know this. Yeah, I know that. Next. There was eagerness. And there was no tiredness in understanding what Swamiji was teaching. When I was studying it by myself, it was too much of a load. That is only the grace of the Mahatmas. And in this way, both Janardhan Swamiji and Eknath Maharaj both started on a pilgrimage, and they went to the bank of Godavari and they met Pandit Chandra Buddha, who invited to their house, and then he then recited the 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad in original Sanskrit. In those days, even till Vivekananda, Swami Chinmayananda, Swami Hariharananda, Swami Shivananda, all this Pandit class, they were anti these Mahatmas. Why? Because they will speak in English, because they will speak in the local language. This problem has been then also, 300-400 years ago. Why 3-4? Even when Jnaneshwar Maharaj, 700-800 years ago, even then the problem was the same. And here, so everyone used to chant only in Sanskrit. Then how many people will come to the temple when the Bhagavatam is being chanted, Parayana is being done? All people will come, but they don't understand anything. Something holy is being chanted, in Sanskrit is being chanted. He is a great person because he is able to chant Sanskrit, the Bhagavatam in Sanskrit. We are poor people, we don't know anything. So here, when Eknath Maharaj was listening to Bhagavat, because he has already learned Sanskrit, he has already studied Bhagavat when he was young, and he was had the affinity for Srimad Bhagavatam, and when he listened the way it was rendered by this Pandit in Trambakeshwar, he and Janardhan Swami were sitting there listening to it, the fourth chapter, fourth canto, and the tears are flowing down their cheeks. Janardhan Swami looked at Eknath Maharaj and he said, "This Srimad Bhagavat, O Eknath, I want you to translate so that ordinary people are able to understand the beauty, the joy, and take in the nectar of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And like we are understanding, the tears of joy that you are having, I want to see those tears of joy on the face of common man. And therefore, I ask you to translate in the local language, which is Marathi language." And Eknath Maharaj, being the true disciple that he is, without wasting any time, he translated the fourth canto immediately and in such beautiful words, and then narrated it and spoke of it in front of Janardhan Swami and the Pandit, that both of them were absolutely flabbergasted by his achievement. And then, taking that Brahmin along, they visited Nasik and Panchavati and other places. Janardhan Swami left Eknath to complete his pilgrimage and returned to Devgarh with the Brahmin. And then, in the meantime, in Paithan, Eknath's old grandparents, who had taken care of him till he was 12 years old, they are crying their eyes out, because where has our Eknath gone? So many years have passed by. How many? 12 plus 6? 16, 12 plus 6, 18. So maybe 18, 19, 20, something like that. So many years have gone. Where has our child gone? Our lineage has come to a stop. Who is going to, because they are coming from the Saint Bhanudas, and therefore remembering that the Pandit who was there at the Shiva temple, to whom Eknath Maharaj has told that I got this Akashwani, and that Akashwani told me to go to Janardhan Swami. He comes by the grandparents, and the grandparents that day he tells them that I think your son is there, and they both, the parents, the Puranik, he goes to the Pandit's name is Puranik. The Pandit Puranik, he goes to Devgarh because the old couple cannot walk that much distance, and met Janardhan Swami. From him he obtained a letter for the old one saying that Eknath would soon come back in their midst. So in this way, a letter of approval, so to speak, was obtained from Janardhan Swami, even though Eknath Maharaj Ji was a renunciate. But see how the life, man proposes, God disposes. We may have a wish, but if we are obstinate about it, it will have its own consequence. We must learn to flow with life. And yes, till now, till 20, 22 years old, Eknath Maharaj is a renunciate, he is a brahmachari, he is a tapasvi. And now what happens? After visiting all the rivers and shrines in Bharat, he went all the way to Badrinath and everything, and eventually he came back to Paithana, and that is his hometown, and there he was ready to renounce the world and take to sannyas. Till now he has not taken sannyas. His name is Eknath Maharaj, same name is going on, and but he decided to leave the decision to his Guru. You should not take sannyas by yourself. This reminds me of my incident. I was traveling with Swamiji. We were in Coffs Harbour walking on the beach, and while walking on the beach, both our lungis are up, tucked, and we are walking in the ocean. Suddenly Swamiji comes from behind, puts his hand on my shoulder, and out of nowhere, he says, "What do you think of sannyas?" Suddenly out of the blue. I said, I didn't answer. Just okay. He also is patient. I said, Swamiji, sannyas is a state of mind. It is an attitude from within. It does not matter if one wears clothes or doesn't wear clothes, one is initiated or not initiated, whether one is married or unmarried, it does not matter. If that attitude of sannyas, if that disposition towards sannyas, samyaknyas is there, then in any condition you can be a sannyasi. That same year, I said that and I forgot about it. Then this was in March, April, and in November I went to India and Swamiji said, "Come." And he says, I was coming from Vrindavan along with other brahmacharis, and suddenly a phone call comes. He says, "Maharaj, you are in India and you didn't even call me." I said, "नहीं Swamiji, I was going to reach Delhi and call you." Just जैसे ही लैंड किया सीधे वृंदावन निकल गए. अच्छा ठीक है, बताओ, do you like the color of clothes that I wear? Do you like the color of clothes that time used to wear more pinky colors? Do you like the color? I said, yeah, it is nice, but it is soft, but it is little bit on the pink side. But yeah, it is good. And then he says, what, can you be on this particular date in November? It was Kartik Purnima. That day he gave me sannyas. He says, can you be in the Mumbai in Kaivalya Dham that day? I said, I can come. Still it didn't touch me. Then he says, I said, okay, Swamiji. अच्छा, अपना एक कुर्ता भेज देना मेरे को. He's not saying I'll give you sannyas. He says, अपना कुर्ता भेज देना. Then I'll get some cloth, similar cloth that I'm wearing, and I'll get it stitched. Then it dawned on me that he's calling me for sannyas. देखो. Unlike that, if Swamiji had told go back to family life, what would I have done? Huh? But here Janardhan Swamiji, so Eknath Maharaj has decided he is not going to take sannyas by himself. He is leaving that decision to his Guru Maharaj, Janardhan Swami. And he waited at the temple that God will show him the way, what is going to happen, in which direction I have to go. Because he is so in tune with himself, he is so in tune with God, that when you are so in tune, whenever you have a question, answer comes immediately. This also experience I'll tell you. When we were in the ashram, when we went to study with Swamiji, before we used to have some doubts, we used to have some questions. It will take 10-15 days for the answer to come in the lecture. Maybe it was there, but we were not available. But it will take us sometimes 1 month. But as the days passed by and weeks became months, and our attunement, we became in tune with Swamiji and the scriptures. We used to have a doubt. Next lecture, the answer used to be there. It became even so refined that the question came in our mind and we knew what the answer is. Answer will come from within, or answer will come from some friend. Answer will come within few minutes. It used to come. Even Swamiji doesn't have to spell out the answer. इतना in tune हो जाते हो. So our Eknath Maharaj is in tune, and at that moment he saw his grandparents coming towards him and they came to see him, and they asked him, "Oh, kya? Where have you been all these years? How much we searched you? Why were you angry with us? And now we will not let you go in our old age." And the grandfather showed Eknath his Guru's own letter. And what was the letter? That Eknath Maharaj is going to come back to you. And what did the letter say? Here he says that, and he took the letter of his Guru Maharaj, kept it on his head, took it as a answer to his taking sannyas and renunciation. And later, in that same temple, he built a house and he started built a small room and he started living there. Then, then one day Janardhan Swami came over from Devgarh and found that that Dattatreya Bhagwan, he was taking care of the temple as well as the place where Eknath Maharaj was staying. That place is still there. You must go and visit. And in this way, they both got in, and Eknath Maharaj was, what was he doing? First he greeted his Guru and Dattatreya Maharaj, and after doing the prostration and everything, and then he started his katha in the local language. He's been translating. So he started singing his katha to the local folks of the Paithan, and both the description of Sri Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but Sri Krishna Leela. And both Dattatreya Bhagwan as well as Janardhan Swami, they became very, very pleased by the accomplishments of their disciple and devotee, the Eknath Maharaj. And when after the celebration was about to conclude, the old couple embraced the feet of Janardhan Swami. Now the drama begins. And Lord, you have shown him the path. You have shown our Ekya the path. He has become so devoted to the Lord. He sings so beautifully. He does the katha so beautifully. But with him, our dynasty, our lineage will stop. How will it continue? We are getting old. We will die. And he is alone. He is brahmachari. How will our lineage continue? And please make sure that the lineage of Saint Bhanudas does not conclude with him. And he is our only heir. And kindly tell him that he should get married. Janardhan Swami, listening to the old couple, agreed and told Eknath, settle down as a grahastha. And if you lead a life, and what is the instruction? If you live a life of moderation. What is moderation? We are all extremists. What is extremism? That either we eat too much or we eat nothing. We'll go on fast for Navratri is coming now. Many of you will be doing Navratri Upvas. That is extremism. Greater than 9 days of Navratri Upas and not eating anything, if you observe to eat only little bit, all 3 meals a day, but all 12 months of the year, that is a bigger tapas, a greater tapas, and that is moderation. 9 days, anyone can do it. After that, take revenge for the 9 days. Look at is Maharashtra, this happens. Ekadashi, and from one day before they will eat extra because next day is Ekadashi. After Ekadashi they will eat more because they fasted on Ekadashi. So 2 दिन तो पहले खा लिया, एक पहले दिन और एक बाद में. And on the day before Ekadashi they will only think not the Lord's name, but they will think what they will make for Ekadashi because it is Upvas. साबुदाना खिचड़ी, आलू की सब्जी, सिंगाड़िया के आटे का पूरी और पकोड़े, यही उपवास और फीस्ट चल रही है. इट्स बेटर फूड एक्चुअली, मोर हेवी देन नॉर्मल फूड. इफ यू ईट साबुदाना खिचड़ी, यू गॉन फॉर द डे. एंड दिस वे ही सेज दैट इफ यू लिव अ लाइफ ऑफ मॉडरेशन, life of a balanced life, not involved too much, because life is what? Nivritti and pravritti, or pravritti and nivritti, involvement and withdrawal. Involvement is waking and dream, withdrawal is deep sleep. Every time I blink my eyes and I open my eyes, when I open my eyes I am involving in the world. When I blink, my eyes are closed, I am withdrawing from the world, vision is withdrawn. Same way, when I am breathing out, I am getting involved in the world. When I am breathing in, I am getting withdrawn from the world. So this way, every aspect of this creation is nothing but these two principles. pravritti and nivritti. If you do this too with the extremism, you are going to disturb the balance. Then what I have to do? I have to get in tune with what is going on. If it is raining, enjoy the rain. If the sun is there, enjoy the sunshine. But what we do, if the rain, what a wretch of a day today. Gaya kaam se. So that was the only moment you could have enjoyed it. And in this way, living a life of moderation brings about even greater equanimity. Equanimity, samatvam yoga uchyate. This is samatvam. Not living a life of extremism. Living a life of moderation. And having been blessed by Janardhan Swami, a bride was found from Vijayapur and her name is Girijabai. And she was, because Maharaj, the Guru Maharaj has blessed him, and she was a perfect match for Eknath Maharaj, who was like just like Radha is for Krishna and Sita is for Ramchandra ji, Girijabai was for Eknath. She could preempt what is the need for Eknath Maharaj. She added flavor to his life by her dedication and service and surrender to her husband. And she never even once, normally the wives will give, even which Mahatma is that whose wife used to give him too much trouble? Tukaram Maharaj. But here Eknath Maharaj's wife, she never even once gave a reason for Eknath Maharaj to complain or to become anxious. Whatever is there, everything is okay. Her husband's word is her command. And in this way, and she fulfilled every wish, and she was the perfect partner for Eknath Maharaj, and together they lived for 42 years in Paitan. In the due course, the old couple passed away, and Eknath Maharaj, who was a yogi and a composer and he is translator of Srimad Bhagavat, he did not sorrow, but instead he started he had a katha organized and everything, and he started performing kathas and kirtanas along the banks of the river Godavari, and on different days, on Krishna Janmashtami, on Guru's day, and this way, this is what all Mahatmas we saw yesterday, day before yesterday, that how we can bring the name of the Lord to the common man, how we can make the common man get in touch with the divinity that they have experienced. And this is what he did. And in this way, people came from all different backgrounds. People came from all different areas to the kathas and the kirtan of Eknath Maharaj, and used to spend all night long singing the glories of the Lord, listening to the glories of the Lord, meditating on the glory of the Lord. And this way, Eknath Maharaj lived his life and eventually concluded. And yesterday I told you, Eknath Maharaj's many compositions have been included in Guru Granth Sahib. Namdev Maharaj also, but Jnaneshwar Maharaj also, and the maximum composition that is included in Guru Granth Sahib is that of Eknath Maharaj. Because Eknath Maharaj went all the way to the north, even in 16th century, and he used to do the kirtan, and he talked about the Ram Nam, and he talked about the Krishna Leela in that belt, and he was very well respected. And while being there, many miracles happened around him, and some of the cases that are here, and here one of the stories that goes is that one afternoon, there was meals were being served, And after the after the Katha and Kirtana at night, Uddhava is one of the helpers, like a self-proclaimed, just like Eknath Maharaj was a disciple and and used to serve Janardhan Swami. Uddhav is made himself as a person who is going to serve Eknath Maharaj, and for everything he was his right hand man. And Eknath Maharaj, because the food has to be served to all the people who have gathered after the Katha, Uddhavji went to the money lender, took 700 rupees, brought the food, cooked the food, and at the end of the Utsav, he was going to serve the food to all the people. And at the next day, the landlord asked Uddhava for repayment. And Uddhava said, "Abhi time nahi hai, abhi busy hu, ye hai, wo hai, jo bhi hai." And the landlord started getting suspicious whether these fellows are going to pay off my money or not. Because who is a landlord? Who is a money lender? Whose attention is not on God but on money. Just like nowadays you find a lot of people, their attention is on DOG rather than GOD. In Australia you find it even more. They have a bag in their pocket, and one bag is on their hand upside down, and they are waiting. The dog, the DOG, is walking and they are waiting for the prasad. And they take that prasad, pull it close and put it in their own pocket. Yeah, gande. They are dedicated to the DOG, not once. And if you ask them to the GOD, and you ask them, no, is not the GOD in the DOG? That is their excuse. They are not able to see their attachment. They are not able to see their loneliness. And he got suspicious about whether he is going to get the money or not. So he went to Eknath Maharaj and he said, in the name of Vitthala, you give my 700 rupees back, and if you don't give it back, you should not eat anything. And Eknath Maharaj did not eat. Where will he bring? He did not know Uddhava has taken 700 rupees and made all this food. Where is he going to get it from? And he and Girijabai, his wife, both for one day passed, they did not eat. Second day passed, they did not eat. Third day passed, they did not eat. And the Uddhav, he is getting worried. My boss is not eating and my mother is not eating. How is this going to... And Uddhava is also not eating. And then Panduranga, taking the form of Uddhava, went to the landlord. And when did he go? In the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And he woke him up and gave him the money. What have you come so late for? I have come to return the money. Cannot it wait till tomorrow? No. My Eknath Maharaj and Girijabai are hungry. Can they wait till tomorrow? No. So you take the money now. And the landlord took the money because he has to get up in the middle of the night and opened the shop, took the money and gave a receipt that I have received the 700 rupees, and gave it to Uddhava, who is Lord himself appearing as Uddhava. And the next day, landlord was feeling guilty that a great master, I have put him under pressure and made him go hungry and demanded the money even when I have so much money. And he said, please Eknath Maharaj, forgive me for putting you under this pressure to give the money back. But Eknath Maharaj said, I did not give you any money. I don't have money to give you. He said, no, but last night Uddhava came and gave me the money. And when he heard that, Uddhava has given, what is that? Uddhava heard, I didn't go anywhere. I was sleeping here. I am also hungry. I have not eaten for 2-3 days. And as a result, suddenly Eknath Maharaj realized that it must have been the Lord Pandurang himself who has done this, and immediately went in to open the book, and he found a receipt there. Neither the our original Uddhava has put it, that it must have been Pandurang who has repaid the debt of Eknath Maharaj and put the receipt there. And and thus and this is all happening in front of the sahukar or the money lender. And when the money lender saw all this, that the Lord himself came to pay the debt for Eknath Maharaj, he again fell at the feet of Eknath. Please forgive me, don't curse me, please put in good word to the Lord for me, that I should not be going through bad experiences because of this. And Eknath Maharaj gave him assurance that nothing of this sort will happen. And but Eknath was not even an iota ruffled by the experience. Neither he gave, neither he had, but everything got sorted out by itself. And in this way, another example, another incident in his life has been told, that one day Eknath Maharaj went to Godavari. He was living by the banks of Godavari. So one day he took bath in the Godavari, and he came out. And as he was passing by, one Muslim fellow, Afghan or Turk, whatever you may call him, he spat on Eknath Maharaj. And Eknath Maharaj just turned around, went back into Godavari, again took bath, again came out. Again he spat, again he went into Godavari, took another bath, again he came. This went on for many times. And eventually the Eknath Maharaj returned, and eventually that Muslim fellow, his heart and mind, they turned, and he said to Eknath Maharaj, "Forgive me, O Maharaj, I did wrong to spit at you thus." Eknath Maharaj, in his humility, he says, no, why you are asking for forgiveness? It was my fault that I went in front of you. And but the Muslim fellow, he said, "No, I am a sinner, and Maharaj, please bless me and forgive me." He says, no, I thank you. He says, Muslim fellow says, "Why you are thanking me?" He says, "Because of you, I never would have taken 108 times dip in the Godavari river. Because of you, I took 108 dips. My pranams to you." And in this way, that you have blessed me by doing that. And in this way, where are we? कहाँ गया यार? And when this fellow took his and he says, "Please tell me what should I remember? Who is God?" So then Eknath Maharaj said, "Okay, listen. God is one. Whether you call him Allah or by any other name you choose, it does not matter. He abides in everything and everyone. So behave in such a manner that you offend no one and see God in all." And this is the practice that we must have in our daily life. First, Swamiji keeps saying one thing: if you go to a temple, ask for one prayer. If at all you want to ask something from the Lord, not मेरे बच्चे की शादी हो जाए, मेरा बच्चा ईयर 12 पास हो जाए, मेरे को डिजीज ना हो, मेरी बीमारी दूर हो जाए, ये सब नहीं. What is that one thing? Let me have no hatred or resentment towards anything or anyone in life. And this is the passive side. What is the positive side? Positive side is see the divinity in everyone. When you have this, so dukkha nikvritti, sukha prapti. Panchadashi says, Upanishad says, Dukkha nivritti, sukha prapti. Or nirankusha trupti. Dukkha nivritti, nirankusha trupti. So, realization means these two things. On one hand, just like every coin has a head and a tail, similarly, realization is what is the resultant? Where the duality is gone, then only realization is there. So what is that? What is that duality which goes away? What is that climax of duality? Removal of all misery on whatever account: body, breath, mind, intellect, society, world, gods. No complaints whatsoever. And what are we complaining about? From body point of view, health and ill health. From breath point of view, hunger and thirst. From mind point of view, likes and dislikes, which lead to joys and sorrows. So we don't get disturbed by any one of these opposites. At the intellect level, no honor. We are not affected by honor and dishonor. So when we become immune, we remain equanimous towards all this, undisturbed. And this will go on. Eknath Maharaj was also persecuted by the Pandits. Jnaneshwar Maharaj was persecuted by the intelligent class. Tulsidas was persecuted by the intelligent class, self-proclaimed guardians of religion. See? So, are we going to, did Jnaneshwar Maharaj, no, I will teach you the lesson. You don't know how many powers I have. Eknath Maharaj, did he say that? No. Instead, no, we take them in the fold. God is in everyone. And this is what Eknath Maharaj, his guru is Janardhan Swami. Janardhan Swami's friend is Dattatreya Maharaj. So Eknath Maharaj also, yes, he follows Sri Krishna, but he followed the diktat of learning from everything like our Swamiji Maharaj. Dattatreya Maharaj has 24 gurus. It's not just 24. It's every moment the world is coming and meeting you. Are we able to convert that connection, interaction with the world into a teaching, into a learning, into a realization? And what is that learning and realization? Is my vision, which is connecting to this fellow right now, because my eyes are seeing him, am I lost in him, or is my attention going to the conscious principle because of which vision is possible, and see that that principle is the one which is expressing there also? Same thing with sound, same thing with taste, same thing with thought, same thing with eye. How everything is the glory of the conscious principle, the supreme, is the glory. When it is the glory, can you separate the sunlight from the sun? So sunlight is the glory of the sun. So can we say, I have to get to the sun, I have to get to the sun, so I have to remove the sunlight only, then I will come to the sun? Can we come to do that? Can we remove the waves from the water? So can we remove the mind from the consciousness? Mind, which is expressing as waking, dream, deep sleep, samadhi, these four states are, which include all the experiences that we have, is nothing but the glory of our self. This is the teaching of Eknath Maharaj. This is the same teaching of Bhagavad Gita, of the Upanishads. But this is how see God in all. And in this way, there are many other stories that were told. Let's take. I told you one story yesterday or day before yesterday, Sant Eknath Maharaj's time, that Eknath Maharaj was the one who got the drishtant that Jnaneshwar Maharaj has called him, and he went there and he opened the cave where in the jungle by the banks of the Indrayani river, and he found his and Eknath Maharaj, after having found Jnaneshwar Maharaj, here it is told that Jnaneshwar Maharaj told him that over the 300 years, what Jnaneshwari I spoke has got polluted by many different commentaries and people writing different their understanding of it, and therefore I find that your understanding of Jnaneshwari and your interpretation of Srimad Bhagavat, etc., is very close to mine. So please rewrite the Jnaneshwari in and think that it, and I know that when you rewrite it, it will be the similar to what I had written. And what Jnaneshwari we see today is the rewriting of the original Jnaneshwari by Eknath Maharaj. By Eknath. Original was given by Jnaneshwar, rewritten, reformatted by Eknath Maharaj, and that is the one which we read nowadays. And in this way, the story goes on, and there are many stories of miracles taking place, etc. And the various, because he was writing the Srimad Bhagavata in the local language, the Pandits of Paithan, jealous, they said, we don't believe that you are a true saint and that you are doing the right thing. If your rendition of Srimad Bhagavatam, Eknathi Bhagavat, in the local language is really accepted by the divine, we will accept it only if the Nandi in front of the Lord Shiva will eat the grass. Faltu ka test. So he says, if Lord, what is his vision? God is everywhere, seeing the God in all. So he went, he took the grass from the Pandit, where all the Pandits are gathered there. He took the grass and he went to the Nandi, the stone statue of the Nandi, and he says, Nandi Baba, मेरी लाज रख लेना, ऐसे भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ, ऐसे नहीं बोला होगा, because he has no doubt. And he just brought it, and when he brought the grass close to his mouth, the stone statue of Nandi opened its mouth, took in the grass. Immediately after eating the grass, it stood, became alive, and walked into the river and vanished. So now the temple is without Nandi. The Pandit's problem now. So in this manner, many places, these people don't learn. The Pandits don't understand, in different parts of the country, wherever he went, even in Kashi, the similar situation was there, and some miracle happened. And in this way, in conclusion, Eknath Maharaj had a son by the name of Hari Pandit, and this Hari Pandit, he was disgusted with his father. That my father, and he has studied Sanskrit, he is also doing kathas, he is also enjoying reveling in the scriptures, and one day he becomes, because living in the, when you are in the same community, Pandit living together, what is my dad doing? And he started bad mouthing his dad, and he said, Dad, I am leaving you. Why you are leaving? I am going to Kashi. Why? I want to study there and talk on Srimad Bhagavat in Sanskrit. It is the God's language. And like this, he said, don't go there. This. Anyway, he went, and eventually Eknath Maharaj also went there. And when he went there, he spoke in this language. He says, no, but son, you come back. He said, if you don't speak in the local language, then I'll come back. And he comes back. And quite a few years, Eknath Maharaj did not even give one pravachan, one sankirtan, one katha. Why? His son has taken a promise. So he is being a grandfather, enjoying, and his son is doing the pravachan in Sanskrit, And every day the numbers are becoming less and less and less and less, and eventually there is no one coming to listen to him. Why? Because nobody understands the language. Not like that Trambakeshwar Swami, Puranik, who spoke in such beautiful Sanskrit that it melted the hearts of the people of Janardhan Swami and Eknath Maharaj, because they understood Sanskrit, but common man does not understand. And then one day he came to his father and he said, Dad, something happened. What is that? He said, where are we? Where are we? Here it is. How the son turned around is, one day one widow came to Eknath Maharaj and she said, I can't, I have taken a sankalpa of feeding 1,000 people for this Shraddha, and I don't have, I consider Eknath Maharaj, you equal to 1,000 Brahmins, so I want to feed you. So he accepts. But the son said, no, my father will not eat anyone's, only from my hands in my house. So if he has to eat, I will cook. So the widow accepted, you come and cook. He made the food, but in the side she made something else. And as he's feeding his father, or she's serving the food, after the food is finished, he has eaten the meal, the widow goes to, he sees that there is some extra food there, which he had not prepared. And then he just overlooks it, that she must have done something. But now he does not want his father to take his plate, and just like you people do it, that Swamiji, I'll take the plate. So he didn't want his father to take, he says, I'll take the plate. He picked up one plate, there was another plate there underneath. Plate means banana leaf. He picked up the second one, third one was there. He picked up the third, fourth one was there. He kept on picking. How many leaves were there? 1,000 leaves were there. And that time, suddenly, a newfound respect for his father came about in the heart of Hari Pandit, son of Eknath Maharaj, that indeed my father is equivalent to 1,000 Pandits. That's why this widow called him. I was unable to see him, and he fell at the feet of his father, and he said, please forgive me, and please continue singing the Katha and Sankirtan as before, and I will not be an obstacle in that. And in this way, and as he used to do, Godavari Mata, she used to come as a beautiful woman in the Katha and listen to the Katha of Eknath Maharaj. And in this way, our teaching of Eknath Maharaj is, have no resentment towards anyone and see God in all. Bolo Eknath Maharaj Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.